The following is a presentation of The Day.
Thanks for joining us on the latest episode of Live Lunch Break from theday.com. My name is Rick Coster, and as always, we are in the Telegraph Record Shop in New London. Today, our guest is from Philly. I don't ever think that I actually say Philly right because I'm from the South. There's sort of an attitude in how you say Philly. This is Lise DeLise. Say Philly for me. Philly. Into the mic.
Philly.
See, it sounds different than when I say Philly. Philly. Mine sounds like a horse. Yours sounds like you got an attitude. Anyway, we are delighted to have Lise. I met her 2 years ago when y'all played at IM with her band Camp. She's a proud camel from Connecticut College, so it's good to see you again. She's working behind a very fine EP called To and Fro, and we're glad you're here, and this is Lise DeLise.
Thrown into this carnal world, though I feel I'm still just a little girl, so I might get eaten alive. Well, you don't know what I've been told, all the mysteries that are due to unfold. September 25. least kill some time. My dreams are all too real. In the morning light, months or years, well, it's really all the same. How could I forget the way you said my name? I'll blame timing for the fog in my eyes. Well, I don't owe much to fate. You see, I have this hunch that our choices are the gods to which we offer prayers and such. But in my fortune, I was told I'm not wise. Cool your jets, kid. It's not all secrets and lies. Thank you. That first song was called Meat from Bone, and that second song is called The Gates, and you can find them both on my Bandcamp page, lisdelise.bandcamp.com. This next tune is off of the EP, To and Fro, and the song is called Starfire. And the EP is about these young people out in Portland, Oregon who call themselves street kids, and this song is about one of them in particular who went by the name Starfire. Life's feeling different out on the road. Friend or foe, how could you know? Your lucky charms ran out on you. Were they true? Those gypsy tales he spun you. Life sure gets tiresome working 9 to 5. Oh, but on Portland streets you come alive. Life sure gets tiresome watching him spank. Ain't it strange? Either way we live, we're always begging for change. Oh my, 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 Starfire, where'd you go? Oh. Oh my, 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 Starfire, where'd you go? Oh, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. You can't leave the county, your father's too ill. But you're scared to be alone, so you can't sit still. Well, Mom was a drinker, will her fate be yours? Without your man, you'll lose yourself on these Northwest shores. Oh my, 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 Starfire, where'd you go? Oh my, 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 Starfire, where'd you go? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. take flight. Oh my, 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 Starfire, where'd you go? Oh my, 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 Starfire, where'd you go? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. So this next song I recorded with my band Camp. It's called Philadelphia. You can find our music at campbandcamp.bandcamp.com. It's not a joke.
It's funny though.
Oh, it is funny. I don't want to waste my time looking for work in a city that's not mine. But most of my closest friends are starting a life for themselves where the Jersey state line ends. The West is calling me, and what kind of friend would I be if I didn't answer? And all the kids from California moving to Manhattan are shacking up in Brooklyn, although it's sunny where they are. And just to set the balance straight, I think I'll move west, buy some land and invest, take it nice and slow. I don't want to waste my time looking for work in a city that's not right. But most of my closest friends are starting a life for themselves where the Jersey state line ends. West is calling me, and what kind of friend would I be if I didn't answer? And all the kids from California moving to Manhattan are shacking up in Brooklyn, although it's sunny where they are. And just to set the balance straight, I think I'll move west, buy some land and invest, take it nice and slow. Philadelphia, I wish that I could stay, but the winter's too cold for me. The winter's too cold for me. Philadelphia, I wish that I could stay, but the winter's too cold for me. The winter's too cold for me.
Lise is our guest here on Live Lunch Break. My name is Rick Coster. Thank you for joining us, streaming at theday.com. Now, Liz, I realize that songs can be a lot like fiction and written from a perspective that's not necessarily the artist, but you sort of lied in that last song because the winter is cold in Philly, but that's where you're living.
That's where I live.
That's okay, though.
Yeah, it's fine. I made it through. We'll see about next year, though.
The latest EP is called To and Fro, and I think it's a fascinating story. You did a song from that EP. And while you were at college, you got what do you call it, a grant,
A
scholarship?
research grant, yeah.
Tell us about that. You went to Portland and met with street kids.
Yeah, so I got this grant. It was the first year they were offering it, and I went to Portland the summer after my sophomore year, and I met these people who they self-proclaimed. They said, I chose to live on the street, I chose to be here, and I was like, what is this world? Because in Philly, that's not my experience of homelessness, so I was really intrigued by that, and I came home and I talked to my advisor, Anthony Gresh, and he was like, you need to apply for this. We didn't know about the grant. He was like, you need to do something with this. This should be your thesis. And then I mentioned it to a friend, and she told me about the grant, and I applied, and I got it. And I was like, well, that couldn't have worked out better. So I got the grant, and I went out to Portland a second time, and I hung out with them all summer and interviewed them. I mean, it was only a summer, so I really only feel like I got to the meat of 6 of them, you know? And it's fitting, there are 6 songs on the EP. They're not necessarily divided person to person, although some of them are kind of little character studies of each person that I met, whereas others are like an amalgamation of their ideals and perspectives. And of course, it's all my interpretation.
Sure, but
yeah.
I mean, I suspect that you didn't go out there with the idea, there's going to be this adjunct bonus that I'll get an EP's worth of songs out of it. So it must have been a very impressionable experience.
It was, and I think that the first time where I was out there, I actually wrote the first song on the album, Ode. But I never thought, I was like, I'll put it on my first full-length album when that happens, whenever that happens. And and then I came back, and it just, we all express ourselves in different ways, and we all cope with things in different ways. And I think learning some of their stories was some heavy stuff, and I needed to figure out how to process it. And that's, and it seemed, I wanted to honor their graciousness and kindness in sharing their stories so willingly with me in a way that just, it felt more personal and true to who they are as a community than an academic paper. So
do you stay in touch with any of them?
No,
I think almost by definition they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, some of them had like prepaid cell phones and stuff like that, but paid being the operative word, a lot of them didn't pay for it, so it just kind of fizzled out. And I do have the actual names of I think just one of them, but I wasn't able to find. I tried to find them on Facebook and stuff, but it could be for the best. I don't know. Sure. I hope that. I'm going to send the record out at the year anniversary in August. I'm going to send the record out to this organization called Outside In that works with street kids in particular in Portland. And, maybe they'll circulate it to some of them.
That would be very
I don't know. But they move around all the time, so who knows? I
just think it's a tremendous, a lot of folks would go, I got a new album about going to the bar, So that's very cool. I was noticing while you played, and when I saw you guys in camp 2 years ago, and forgive me if these are outdated illusions, because clearly I was born during the Civil War, but your songwriting, you rely a lot on what I would call a lot of jazz chords. I hear a lot of stuff that I would hear on a Joni Mitchell or Jeff Buckley or Dave Matthews type structures rather than A, C, and D.
Yeah.
Who are some of your influences? And is what I said remotely accurate?
Absolutely. I grew up listening to Joni Mitchell in my mom's car. So she was really what turned me on to the idea of us being a songwriter that wasn't like, being a musician, a female musician, especially that wasn't like Britney Spears, because I'm a child of the 90s.
Right.
So you had all the boy and girl pop groups and stuff. And so here comes Joni Mitchell in my mom's Toyota. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? It's a whole new world. It opened my 6-7-year-old eyes up. And then, growing up, as an angsty teenager, I really liked Avril Lavigne. She was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had her moments. And then I don't know. I think nowadays, at least with the loop pedal, what inspired me to try that out is Andrew Bird and St. Vincent. I'm really amazed by the things that they create.
It's amazing.
Just as one person, then of course they have their bands, but they really are amazing. So that. But Joni Mitchell definitely early inspiration.
Now, speaking of the familial, which you were with your mom's Toyota, a lot of the musicians on To and Fro are not only really gifted players, but you sort of know them, right?
Sorta, kinda.
Tell me about that.
So my dad and I actually put the record together. It was his way of saying congratulations on graduating college. It's a very nice graduation gift, to say the least. And so he's a percussionist, among many other things. You know, he produced and we worked together on arranging the album. And so he does all the percussion that you hear on there. He plays, and including the marimba, and he plays the accordion on there, which was pretty wild. He just borrowed it from our neighbor and was like, "Oh yeah, I can play this." And it was like, "Okay, that's great," because I can't. So, and I really wanted an accordion, so it worked out. And then my brother, John DeLise, is an incredible songwriter, and you hear him singing the kind of like eerie, deep tones on the first song.
Yep.
And then in the big chorus in the first song, Ode, it's both my brothers, my little nieces are on there, my mom, I think my boyfriend's on there. I don't know. It's like anybody I could wrangle in on a Monday night is pretty much in there.
I think that's excellent. And so you also, as you referred to, have a band called Camp, and a little bit about them.
Yeah, sure. We formed at Connecticut College. It started out as a 3-piece, and we grew into a 5-piece, and we're just kind of starting up to play again. It's been 2 years since we all graduated, and so we're actually playing at Con this Saturday, which I'm super excited about. They asked us to come play Arbo Fest, which is in the Arboretum, and it should be a lovely time. I think it's going to be sunny. Fingers crossed. Maybe, I don't know. New London is fickle. The weather here is very fickle. I learned that. Yeah, so I think I want to start really playing with them again. They pretty much all moved to Brooklyn, so you'll kind of hear that peppered in my songs as well.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
that
that.
at all.
Nothing wrong.
We're speaking with Liz DeLise here on Live Lunch Break, and you again alluded to it while you were playing the first set, but where can they get merch? Can they get like hoodies and stuff like that?
Oh,
with
soon.
Liz DeLise on it?
I'm gonna teach her. Yeah, it's just my face. You put the hood up and it covers your face, just my face. God, wouldn't that be terrifying? I do have CDs with me,
cool.
which hold on.
We're going to see one of them, so you know what we're talking about here. There you go.
It's right here.
Peter, you zeroing in
It's
on
beautiful
it.
artwork
Peter's
by Emma
awesome.
Podietz. And then actually a couple of Con grads helped me with the rest of the artwork, which was pretty neat. Con really hooked me up with some great people. And then you can go to lizdelise.com, especially if you want to get the EP. And then lizdelise.bandcamp.com is also a good place to go to get new and old stuff.
And you do that's a lovely website. The graphics and
Thank
stuff
you.
are really nice.
Thank you.
It's like I put mine together based on instructions I got on the back of a Cocoa Puffs box, so it doesn't really look near as good as yours. So. And there's nothing for it anyway, nothing to get there. But anyway, we're speaking with Liz DeLise. Would you do us the honor of playing some more?
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for being at Live Lunch Break, and this is Liz DeLise.
All right, I'm going to play another song off the EP. I've been lucky enough to see a little bit of airplay on, I think, like 30 stations, primarily in the U.S. There's like one in Germany or something, which is pretty cool. But Starfire and Strangers have been seeing some airplay, and this is Strangers.
Mom went looking for the dad I never had. Buried in the desert, lost to burning man. 3 months of higher education, then the Rainbow family came. Traded my books for a backpack, skipped out and changed my name. Never felt I quite fit anywhere it seemed, until this family of strangers, a company of dreams. No matter how many times I leave, Portland always calls. These strangers are strangers with faces I know, a family of strangers with every town it grows. And these cities are perfect, man's most valiant try. Why else would we come back to smoggy streets and skies? See them passing, weary-eyed and bleak. Can there be no breach in these walls that make us weak? So I play on a quiet melody. If they'd only stop time, perhaps they'd finally see that no matter how many times I leave, Portland always calls. These strangers are strangers with faces I know, a family of strangers with every town it grows. And these cities are perfect, man's most valiant try. Why else would we come back to smoggy streets and skies? Home is where the heart lies, buried in a stranger's smile. But if home is where the heart lies, why are they so surprised that I left mine? These strangers are strangers with faces I know, a family of strangers with every town it grows. And these cities are perfect, man's most valiant try. Why else would we come back to smoggy streets and skies? Thank you so much. Alrighty.
So this next song I'm going to play is I had the great fortune to go to Turkey and Armenia recently with the David Dorfman dancers. David Dorfman teaches at Connecticut College, and I work in the live band when they use live music for their shows. And this is a song that I was asked to translate this folk song called Sari Gelin or Sariachi in Armenia, and a bunch of countries in that part of the world to kind of claim it as their own. And they all have these different versions of it that date back hundreds and hundreds of years. And I was asked to find translations and put them together and create an English version. And so this is my version of Sari Gelin.
I loved the girl with long blonde hair on the mountain there, eyes so blue and fair beyond my home. She's gone, her heart was never true. Skies cloudless and blue, my love bloomed and grew. Her heart was cold. Oh, tell me please, what can I do? the mountain there, eyes so blue and fair, beyond my home. I loved the girl with long blonde hair on the mountain there, eyes so blue and fair, beyond my home. Thank you so much. I'm gonna play another tune that I recorded with Camp. It's called Friend. I tried to kiss you on the couch, sleepy lips moved heavy mouth, and gave good night a try. Good night, but not goodbye. Showing off in case you look my way, though you seldom do. Oh, New York has a way of reminding you, though I swore I'd never move to Brooklyn. My hypothetical next of kin, I'm sorry for the burden I'll surely leave behind. Strange indeed to be falling in love with a friend. You had forgotten how your stomach folds and bends, and you're 16 again. Again. Girl with half a heart is twice as strong as everyone. She'll be in textbooks for her part, in miracles done this time by her own design. Well, I was born blue in the face, but with heart intact. So I won't cry of broken heart by point of fact. Oh, but when I think of you, I'm still having trouble breathing. My hypothetical next of kin, I'm sorry for the burden I'll surely leave behind. Strange indeed to be falling in love with a friend. You'd forgotten how your stomach folds and bends, and you're 16 again. Again. Did I know you much at all? Either way, I wish you'd call just to say hello. Boy, the getting on is slow. Did you find a boat and crew to take you on? Will northeastern leaves call you when summer's done? Gee, I swore you said you moved to Brooklyn. surely leave behind. Strange indeed to be falling in love with a friend. You'd forgotten how your stomach folds and bends, and you're 16 again. Again. Thank you so much. So this last song is called Where. It's a newer one. It's about a friend of mine. It's been some time since I've seen you. It's been some time since I heard your voice. It's been some time since I knew you. And it's not of my own device. Yes. It's been some time since you left us. It's been some time since you rode away. It's been some time since we cried your name blue on that summer day. Where did you go? Where did you go, my dear? Why did you stray? Why did you stray so far from here? Hard to not think of what could have been. What if she hadn't been driving by? What if the weather called for rain that day? Why was it you, not I? Where did you go? Where did you go, my dear? Why
Thank you so much. This is Liz DeLise. Liz, thank you. Did you have fun?
Thank you. I had so much fun. Oh my gosh.
I'm so glad you were here. Maybe we'll bring back camp this summer and put you in the art park.
Yes, please.
That would be fun,
That
wouldn't
would be
it?
really fun.
think
Yes,
so.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Liz DeLise. I'm Rick Coster for theday.com and Live Lunch Break. Thanks as always to Rich and Daphne and the Telegraph Record Shop. Next week we have Joanne Lurgio, a songwriter from Rhode Island, I believe. Biggest state in the Union, or something like that. All right, thank you guys. See you next time.